What's up, JP? How you doing? Doing pretty good. Pretty normal day. Not mired in depression, so that's always nice. How's the Japanese going? Has anything interesting happened? From my perspective, not particularly, no. Well, my sister might be having another baby right now, but I don't really, I'll hear about that after it happens, I guess. But, she already has 2 babies, so it's not like, it's not that crazy. Yeah, it's nice. Yeah. Exciting for them. I guess it's a little exciting for me. I don't even know if it's a boy or a girl or what. I don't think they've found out yet. Yesterday's stream was cool because Abnormality called me during the stream on Discord and was like walking me through this temperament finder and just like explaining a bunch of like temperament stuff, and it was pretty cool. So yeah, that was good. That was a nice experience. And then messed with he came up with this tuning. Yeah, I think it's a cool one. I don't know what other I don't know how much you have to be into microtonality already to appreciate that one. But Variable and Paleac were here and they seemed to like it. They seemed to think it was a good stream. And I thought it was too, especially while it was happening. But I was like thinking about it today, like I was just wondering, like, who's gonna appreciate this? Like, I don't really know who. I don't know where the cutoff is. Like, I find it interesting, of course, but then again, I'm not gonna watch it. I'm sorry, I already did it, but yeah, check it. I do, I don't know. I'd be curious to see what your thoughts would be if you do check it out. If you think it's like better than a normal stream or not. I don't know. I'd be curious. I don't know what to do about the snare. I think I need to start like watching videos about how to mix drums. Okay, so you just think the microtonal kind of right. I see. Okay, cool. Well, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I guess it is just kind of, it can be interesting just when people are interested in something and they're kind of, you know, come back and forth, even if you don't really like. I mean, on the Now and Zen podcast, I've listened to like every episode of that, and like probably 90% of it's gone over my head, but I'm just like so engrossed. But at the same time, it's like it is something I'm interested in on, you know, on my own. So even though I don't really know where they're at and what they're on, I'm like, oh, I want to get there, you know. It's motivating seeing you go so deep into this. Yeah. That's that's the cool thing about, like, you know, streaming in general. Like, I'm not a big gamer, but like I've watched so many like speedrunners like grind grind their times down and stuff, and like I like watching it like when I'm not working because it's like it gives me a break from what I'm focused on, but it also is like just seeing their effort, and like I find learning about what they're doing interesting, but also just the activity of like grinding something out and like accomplishing the goal, and like it is motivating. It just keep and it makes me think about what I'm doing kind of differently too, because I start to relate it to like something different, you know. It dreams about temperament theory last night. Interesting. Did you learn anything in your dream? Just the grind of Japanese is exciting, yeah. I see all these videos in my I don't know where they came from, but like they've been popping up just like on Facebook, and I think a little on Instagram lately, where it's just like there's an abstract sea of lattices and numbers. Oh my. I don't know if you ever had a dream where you're hearing some like really cool music in the dream, and you wake up and you're like, "Oh wow, that's cool." Like, should I try to remember that, or but it's so hard to remember a dream. But I've had dreams of like stuff that is nothing like anything I would write. It was like some music from like a movie. And it was like really good. I was like into the, well, you know, I thought it was good while I was dreaming anyway. I was like, "Oh man, this is so good." And I'm like waking up and I'm like still kind of hearing it in the back of my head even when I first wake up, and I'm like, "Oh, I could like figure this out." You know what I mean? But then I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna. It's too like it's too fleeting. You had a dream where you met Jake Collier and you freestyle rap together. Was he a good rapper? Doesn't he rap on one of his songs? It's sort of. I think he does. I barely remember. Hey, Abnormality, what's going on? Welcome back. Oh, I did play with your scale a little more earlier today. So yeah, it's pretty neat. I'll probably mess with it more later too. He was good. Were you like taking notes from Dream Collier, or here's a better question. Is Dream Collier a better rapper than you in real life? Abnormality. Here's some bars about passing the mic to him. Okay. Interesting. Um can't freestyle in real life. Oh yeah, but JP, I was gonna say like for some reason these videos have been popping up like where it's like somebody it's always this guy who speaks a ton of languages. So like one of them was like there was this guy walking down the street with a camera, and then you're watching a video of someone holding, the person's holding a camera. That's how you're seeing the video, but he's filming in the video. He's filming this other guy walking around with his phone on a stick or whatever, and the guy filming is like, "Hey, what are you doing?" And then the other guy's like, "Oh, I'm just doing a post for Instagram or whatever." And I'm watching this on Instagram. And the guy's like, "Oh, I don't know if it was that specific, but that's how." Anyway, and then they just start talking, and then they just start talking in all these different languages. It just ends up like that. He's like, "Oh, what are you doing in whatever country they were in?" And the guy's like, "Oh, I like to come here to speak Chinese," or whatever it was. And it was like, and then the other guy starts speaking Chinese, and then they're like going to like all these different languages. He's like, "Oh, you just learn all these languages for fun?" And the other guy's like, "Yeah." I was like, "Wow, what a cool hobby." And then there's another video. It's like a guy on like Omegle or one of those video chat, like random chat things. And there's this girl on there, and she's Chinese. And the guy's like, first they're talking in English, and the guy's like, like a white dude. And then he sneaks in all this Chinese talking to her. And then the Chinese girl is like super impressed. She starts like playing with her hair and stuff. And they, all the comments were like, "Oh, she's playing with her hair." Wow. There's like 3 or 4 of these videos I've been seeing, and it's like all about people speaking another language and being like either really cool or more attractive because they speak another language. I'm like, wow. It is very charismatic. There's that scene in Inglourious Bastards. I don't know if you've seen that movie, but Brad Pitt's character like fakes that he speaks a foreign language, and then the villain, Christoph Waltz's character, like starts speaking in that language and then some other language, and you're like, "Oh man, what a cool villain," because he's like super smart. But Chesty, he has a good money and he uses his learning tenfold right now. Go on the rap grind. Chow Ma, I don't know. That might be, I don't know who any of the people are. It just like pop up in my random videos. Heard a guy singing about smoking weed in French and it went hard. Yeah, no, I mean, yeah. There's definitely some like cool like rap in foreign languages, and yeah, for sure. Zen Basin.
Right now, get 3 months of Disney Plus for just $1.99.
Stand in my maple, all the telling is fables. No label, wildin' out. From today I'm living high over the table. No label, call the plug, no cable. Pouring syrup, maple, all the telling is fables. No label,
It's in English.
from today I'm living how I wanna. Get it, comma, stand in my lane, not out of drama. Talk a lot lot but don't do shit. They act a lot like a skit. Got a couple thousand on my wrist. I forget a lot, don't forgive. Took 100 shots on my miss. Swear I'm never quitting on the shit. That's all everything that I did. Life so fast, can't reminisce. Ray gun sting, no jellyfish. I've been teaching class, y'all dismiss.
It's the right guy. This is Zen. Oh. Hold up, I think.
Ooh, okay, okay. As in, I think.
Oh my goodness.
Je tourne la poignée, je passe le temps.
Yo,
I don't know. Do I like Jack Reacher novels? Never heard of him. First time hearing of him. Yeah. Pretty based. What genre is it? Mystery action. Oh, interesting. I don't read as much as I would like to. It takes so long to read, you know. You're reading Blue Moon. I used to read a lot more. Like if I have time to read a book or really get in the mood where I'll make time for it regardless. It's like I usually read like the last time I read like Kafka. I usually try to read like classics, basically. But when I was younger, when I read a lot more, I'd read like Stephen King and just stuff people would recommend to me. And like someone was telling me to read. There's that famous movie One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. It's actually based on a book. When I was in high school, somebody was telling me to read that, and I thought it was pretty good. Still probably better movie than book, but I'm starting to run out of ideas on this. I don't know what else to do. I should compare it to the one that sounds decent. I think it's this one. Your phone died? Alright, yeah, I just said that. I haven't really been reading too much lately. Don't have a lot of time to. If I do, it's usually like if it's for fun, I'll read like Kafka. Last time I read like Kafka. Like I don't know what I would read next. Like one time I read like all the Alice in Wonderland books. Well, I also have like normally when I read it's like stuff I need to learn. Like I'll read I have this book on piano maintenance I really want to get into. I have this book on mastering. This stuff's not for fun though, although I do enjoy doing all this stuff. Yeah, if I'm reading like a fiction book or something, I usually try to go for like a, I don't know, I guess it doesn't matter. I wish I had more time to read, but yeah, I've never read Tom Clancy. I liked who is that? Michael Crichton. When I was younger, I read like Jurassic Park and all those. Those are really good. So maybe I'd like Tom Clancy. I don't think they're exactly the same, but there's a lot of movies made based off of both of their books. So. Action magic like books. It's better to use your imagination. I mean, it's definitely like, I mean, I like movies. I'm not gonna like, obviously it's, you know, it's a different experience. Like, obviously a book is more immersive because your mind is kind of generating the whole scene and everything, but I don't know, I think it's really cool sometimes, like if I like read a book and then I'll watch the movie and kind of see their interpretation. I'm always like surprised by certain things, like, oh, I didn't imagine she'd have this color hair, or I didn't even notice, I don't even remember this particular thing happening in the story, or why didn't they bring up this or that? And it's like, been getting into Japanese mangas recently. Yeah, manga's pretty cool. When I was a kid, I liked some comics. I liked some kind of dark comics. Well, they were kind of dark and funny. There's this guy Yonan Vasquez. Oh yeah, he's famous for Invader Zim. That's kind of there's a cartoon. I don't know, when I was in high school it came out. I think a lot of people know about Invader Zim. But he started out doing comics. He had this one called Johnny the Homicidal Maniac. And it's awesome. It's like super creepy, but like really funny at the same time. And it just goes between being really like silly and nonsensical and lighthearted and like dumb puns and stuff, to like being like really dark and creepy and yeah, it's just that contrast is really fun. Your brain is too rotted from social media to even watch a movie at this point, let alone a book. Yeah, honestly, I don't watch so many movies anymore either. Yeah, when I was younger, I was all about reading and watching movies, and I do too much, and like even now when I unwind, I don't even want to do anything passive anymore. I like to like play video games. Like I'm it's hard for me to just sit there and I have watched some shows, but not a lot. Lately I just watch streams. But I used to watch a lot of anime and a lot of like comedy shows, and like I've seen like the last show I think I watched was Curb Your Enthusiasm. You want to read that one light novel of Batman, like the Batman laugh person thing? Oh yeah, he goes sick. I think I know what you're talking about. There's like the really creepy Batmans. I don't keep up with that, but I've like seen some like covers or something before. Seen some of the artwork or something somewhere. I think that was like, I think those were like influenced by these more like, it used to be more of like a, not underground, but it was like never like the big titles. They had like, I think the biggest one when I was a kid was, it was called Spawn, and he was like a really creepy superhero. It was like really dark, and a lot of people liked these like dark kind of. They were a little more adult themed, and a little scary compared to like most comic books. They still had like, you know, the main characters always had powers and stuff. But I think that ended up influencing some of the more mainstream comics down the line, where they started to want to do more of that kind of stuff. Like even with like Batman and whatever else. Tad bit of horror, yeah. Well, yeah, the scariness, that's, it's just like the suspense, I guess, or contributes to that. Makes it a little more intense. But, there's like no click on this kit. Cool, man. Nice chatting with you, JP. Have a good rest of your night or day or whatever it is. Can't remember where you are, but I think night. Oh yeah, we're in the same time zone, right on. Yeah, have a good one. Yeah. Yeah. It's like no click on this kick. I don't know what to do. Maybe I can like invent one on it. I can fake a click on there with this transient shaper. Can you do a side chain? There's gotta be a way to do a side chain where it does the opposite of compress, where like I'll have like a gated noise and the side chain will deactivate the gate so that the click will shine through. There's gotta be a way to do that. Like I could place some like white noise in the background and like gate it, and then every time the kick kicks, it should ungate it. There's got to be a way to do that. I don't actually know how. Let me look. Let me look at the gate, just like the standard gate on here. See if there's a side. No, not this. Oh, there's side chain on that though, so maybe that'll work. Um, but this is gonna. No, this is it. This is what I want. So I need to put some noise on here, and then I don't know if I want our pigments just to put a little noise on here. Search. I mean, vital has to be some noise. I'm gonna try vital. Dude, what is that? Dude, what the heck is this? What's this thing doing? Stop. Bro, what is this? It's not what I want. What? I have no idea what happened. Dude, what is going on here? It's so weird. Oh, that fixed it. Okay. All right. Basically, want this to trigger the gate. Go. Yeah, it's just like that. No, hold on. Maybe not this exactly. Is there a way to make this? If I could trigger an envelope, that'd be sick. Can I use this to trigger an envelope? can shape the gate. That doesn't affect the sound. So this will then. It's not really what I'm looking for. Dude, why can't I do this? No, I want this. Give me this filter. There we go. It's getting closer. It's a little like higher. I need another filter on here. Wrong one. Dude, why is it triggering? It's triggering there. That makes no sense. I think I killed it. I don't even hear it at all. What happened? Kind of lining up. That's actually better. Okay, can I get this a little? A little clickier. It's terrible. Maybe it needs like. Maybe I need to just throw on the OTT, you know? Why is it not working? This game not working. Dude, it's too much work just to get a tiny little clicky sound. Try this though. That's better. I wish the sound was a little different. The sound's not what I want. Maybe I can EQ it. I'm getting annoyed by this. I guess just stop worrying about this. All right. Wow. That's a little late. wonder if I just put a... Oops, what the heck did I just do? I wonder if I just put a... put these in a bus and compress it. Compress them together or something. It'll sound slightly more gooder. Let's just see. Maybe I need to fry them a little bit, you know? Maybe. Maybe I need to just put a little distortion on them. Wow, that is the most subtle thing I've ever done. Alright, another thing is like the guitar's volume, it varies so much in this. I think in some parts I need to pull it up. My favorite Reaper stock plugin probably is this multi-band compressor. It has auto makeup. So you usually need to either turn it off or let's say by lowering the gain knob, but and the tone on it is so weird. And he like goes from like this lower, kind of lower stuff, and jumps way up. Like, oh, I should have marked the other spot. More or less from around here, it's like too quiet. I really lose it right there. Actually, don't need that. I don't know. More just this one. Everything after that little chirp. God, just gets choked. Dude. Is that not working? It's not doing what I tell it to do. What? Excuse me? Is that the maximum I can raise it? So great. Just like lose. Around there, it gets pretty intelligible. That party's quiet, but everybody's fading out, so it's not. Just kind of pick up here. Pull this up a little more. Alright, that's enough for today though. Alright, so yeah, I got about an hour. Go for another hour. I think I haven't done any ear training for a while, so I think I'm gonna start with that. Well, what am I typing in my xenpilled for? That's weird. Ear trainer. So I'm just gonna do 20 regular intervals, and then I'm gonna do some microtonal intervals as well. Start with just normal stuff. Oops. What? Really? Really? Crazy. Nice. I don't know what it is. Did you write it? 80. I get worse at this. Why does this look all squishy? Weird. Major 6. Ooh. 50 or 100? 50. Have I tried 72? No. Is that 150 or 100 or 50? It's 50. That was 550. No, it's 72 is so many. I'm like, I want to work my way up to that. I'm doing quarter tones, 17 and 19. And then I think I'm gonna try 22. And then I think I'm gonna do 12 with 7 Ito chromatic runs mixed in it. 7 Ito approximates a diatonic scale, so it's almost like a neutral scale run, almost. Right? Like everything would be neutral. It's basically 84. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, if you use 2 Itos, you can just multiply them, yeah. Kind of a whole tone scale feel, but cloudier, dreamier, yeah. I have a kalimba that I tuned to 7 Ito. Um, you like 72 because it lets you hear intervals more generally. Can make you better at guessing the size of the interval. I see. I feel that way with all of these, honestly. What? I don't like how it doesn't touch. Oh, the scores are back. Oh, let me look at my score. Lars Ulrich. That can't be right. Why wouldn't he use a fake name? Variables at 40. Is that variable's best score? Really? So far. Where am I? There I am. Right in the, I guess above the middle. 63rd. Now that the scores are back, I can try to go for another high score. Yeah, I'm gonna do, I think I'm gonna do 22 because I really want to get good at 22 just in general because it's one of my favorites. And then I'll probably either go straight to 31 or work my way up to that. And eventually I want to hit 53. And then I think after that I might hit 72. Because I don't know, if I tried 72 right now, I bet I'd be so bad at it. That just sounds like a major third. It's 383. $800. What the heck? $817. Sounds like, yeah. Okay, it was that. So you get credit for being even further off. I guess that's nice. Oh, I was almost gonna click that too. Wow, look at that. That was about 50. 67, okay. Okay. Oh, it's right on 1100. Dang. Wow. Oh, it was exact. Yeah. What was that? 39. Hey, why not? Lowercase. Let's go. Yeah, I beat you at normality. My apologies. Oh, man. Cam Taylor. Holy moly. Look at that. You've been on 72 for 5 minutes. As they say in the gaming community, get wrecked, nerds. Sorry. A little rude. Keep trying, guys. You'll get there. I wasn't even trying on that one. Now I wanna really see what kind of score I can get on 72. I didn't realize it would give you partial credit for being even further away. But that does make sense. Dang. Alright, I give up. Let me do something else. Alright, let's try 19 again. Dang it. Ah. I hate getting it like close. I hate it when I'm close but still wrong. Jeez. You think you're incompetent. If you knew how hard I've struggled to be this mediocre. You don't know. You don't know incompetence. It's one thing to have never really put forth that much effort and be bad at something that's natural. When you've struggled for literal years to develop an ear, and you still miss all the basic intervals. You're a natural. Right. Alright, I'm doing the different one now. I'm glad the scores are back, but I'm scared. Scared I won't ever beat my old score. Here's my old 19 score. I used to be proud of this until I got completely steamrolled by variable. And somewhat by EDM. But mostly variable, as you can see. See, before they came in and ruined the scoreboard, they just oversaturated. I had a respectable score of like 22 or something, 23. But then no, I don't. Anyway. Alright. Scoreboard looks like it was made 30 years ago. Right. So wait, why did I get that wrong? I'm not focused. Hold on. What? I keep doing that. I never used to do this. I think a third is a major second, like all the time now. Like, why would you do that? Oh, really? It's minor, not neutral. Mhm. Wow, that's terrible. I'm ashamed. Am I on the scoreboard? What's my score on here? $72. Oh, I should have posted. That one was better. Cursive view variable. All right. I'm gonna do one more because I could have beat my score there. What the heck? All right, it's better than what I had. It jumped from 73 to 37. Wow. Almost caught up with variable. Whoa. Look at that. I don't know who Steamed Hams is, but well, that was interesting. I'm surprised I did as well as I did on 72. I kind of want to do that one more time. Then I'm gonna Bolin Pierce. Oh my goodness. The triple Bolin Pierce, is that correct? Or this first one? Oh, whoa. No, this is gonna be terrible. Uh, Same one? This? Oh, wow. I thought I did kind of well. I did not. I was way more accurate than I expected to be. Charles Ives, that's not true. Come on. That was pretty interesting. Steamed Ham's legend. Yeah, that one was weird. I was way more accurate than I expected to be. But honestly, like I just tried to transpose all the large ones or like hear them resolve to an octave. And I was like, how many steps down to an octave? Yeah, it is confusing. I agree. If I didn't have literally like I don't know how long I've been doing ear training since I was like the first time I did ear trainer on the internet, I was probably like 16. So, I've been doing it on and off for 20 years now. If I tried this in my 20s even, I think this would be look a lot different. Yeah, I did a lot better than I thought, although on the scoreboard I really didn't do well at all, so I guess that makes sense. Shouldn't expect to do like a really good job on the first try. But the tri-tape sounds neat, yeah. Alright, I think I'm gonna mess with abnormalities scale a little more. I was kind of playing with it like different layouts and stuff. It's basically like a 29 Ito layout. But I don't know if that's too loud. Definitely turn it down if it is. But this layout, it has like the chords are all like right next to each other, and then the scale's a little weird, but I figure in this I'm gonna be doing a lot more like noodling around with different chords. So this is a kind of a chord friendly layout. I forgot to mute the mic. Yeah, they all have it's 27 and then 35 on top of 135. That's really nice so far. Oh, right. But yeah, have a good one, Abnormality. Yeah, thanks again for sharing that. I'm gonna try to have some fun with it anyway. Yeah, I want a shorter decay. Banger. Thank you. Cool. Thanks. Need to learn to play a bit. It is fun, I'll say that. Still not used to the linnstrument, but I'm getting better at it. And yeah, the piano skills definitely don't hurt. Honestly, I think if I played more guitar, I'd be a little more comfortable on the linnstrument because it's really like right in between. But I do play some guitar, so I think that helps. But like the layouts tend to be more guitar-like because it's a grid. But your hands aren't independent. Yeah, it takes time. You have to start with gotta start with really simple stuff. Like you can start with like, just pick one, and I'm like, even just now when I'm jamming, I'm like just making sure I try not to get too carried away, I still do here and there, but it's like try to keep it. The key to like comfortably jamming is to like get some sense of where your limits are, get comfortable, and then, just push it a little bit at a time. And then if you get kind of push it too far, you pull it back, Because, yeah. That's why, like, a lot of times if I'm jamming, I'll just try to find like a, two to four bass notes. I'm not even saying chords. Like, it's not even that sophisticated. Two to four bass notes. Just like a repetitive bass line. And then just try to find some stuff that works over that. Keep it as simple as possible. You can start with like literally like just be like, okay, I'm gonna do 2 notes in one hand. No, obviously you want to get carried away. That's the whole point, is to get lost. But I'm just saying, like, if you get too carried away, I mean specifically, like, don't exclusively try to do things you can't do. That's all I'm saying. Like, try to limit yourself physically so that you can get a jam going. You know what I mean? Like, if right now I was like trying to change the chord like every other second, or like kept trying to play with the time, or like kept, if I tried to do too much, it's just gonna sound like a rambling mess. So like you have to find a sweet spot. And then what that is depends on who you are and what your skill level is and what you're comfortable with at that moment. So you just kind of have to feel that out. In my opinion, I've done my fair share of improvising. Not anyone anyone's ever heard of. But I've gone to jams and wasn't shooed away. I've only been yelled at 2 or 3 times. Most of the criticism was more subtle. I don't know what I'm talking about. This is my soapbox. Anyway, all right. I'm gonna do a little more. What's a simple but somewhat musical exercise to gain some hand independence? You mean like on a piano or a instrument or whatever? I guess it doesn't matter. I think you have a instrument, right? So, um, what I would recommend to start is and this would apply to piano too, but you just take like a two-note pattern with your left hand, or even just a one note to start. But if you don't want to be too simple, start with like two-note pattern. Let's have root fifth here, and then just try to play one note for every left hand note. And then when you get really comfortable with that, try to add another note. And then, try to do 3 or 4 after that. But just try to keep your left hand consistent, basically. You can even do the opposite. Like, you can try to just, do like a one note thing with your right hand, or 2 notes with your right hand. And then, just do the opposite. Just do like every other note or whatever. Like right now I'm doing 4 notes for my right hand before I switch to left hand. And then just do like every other note. Just keep the right hand the same. And when you're comfortable doing that, try to do more complicated stuff. But you just try like different rhythms and stuff, and then, then make just the point I'm making is like, I can't give you like an in-depth course on how to like develop hand independence, but the basis of it is you always want to start with what you can do, and you can always gradually add complexity, but don't. A thing that gets in a lot of people's way and makes it more frustrating than it has to be is people try to do too much at first. Everyone wants to do advanced things in the beginning. You should use that advanced thing to help you establish a structure. But you want to look at whatever it is. Like having hand independence is such a vague goal. You know what I mean? So you want to like come up with simple ideas, simple things you can do that you can actually do. Like you can play hands together. So really nobody has like perfect, well, some people might because their brains are like wired differently. Oh, hey, Romeo's, by the way. Welcome back. And what's the scale? This is a JI lattice that Abnormality came up with. And it's right here. Here's the big whopping. I don't think you can see the whole thing actually on the stream. Yeah, see, it's like tons of notes. That's all the notes. But it's Abnormality says it's a constant structure, meaning like the fifth is always in like column 17 and whatever. I was kind of looking at this, and it looks like some of the notes kind of run over each other, but you won't see a fifth in any other column, like a perfect fifth. And you'll only see your perfect fourths in column 12. Is it good to have a metronome? I mean, ultimately, yeah, you want to include some metronome practice. I mean, getting your hands independent takes a long time. Like it's not something you can do overnight. And honestly, the best thing is just take piano lessons. I mean, I know a lot of people don't want to hear that, but it really is. I mean, they'll just give you a bunch of stuff to do because it's not easy to just like sit there and teach yourself everything. I mean, you can do it, and I'm largely self-taught, but I've always had periods where I've went and taken some lessons. Even if I haven't, even when I don't do it. Like the longest I think stretch I had was when I first started piano. I took lessons for like 2.5 years, or basically from 15 till I left for college, so it was like 3 years. And then I didn't take lessons for a long time, basically until I went back to college and studied music briefly with my piano instructor at college. And then I took some brief lessons from a couple other people, but I only went to school for music for 3 semesters. And I took lessons from other people for like 6 months at a time, basically. Piano lessons. Just to like learn about jazz and learn about this or that or the other. It's good to consult with an expert at some point or another. But anyway, point being, like, I've I've spent a lot of time. I spent way more time teaching myself music, teaching myself piano, blah blah blah. But like, once you can get to a point, and if you're real, if you're good at like not getting bored with your own ideas, you can do more with it. But like, there's certain things you're probably not going to try for whatever reason. Like, everybody has their biases and stuff. But if you just like get with a teacher, at least for a little while, they'll like expose you to all this stuff that you're probably not gonna make yourself do. There's a small chance that you might, but it's so unlikely. It's so unlikely that I think it's reasonable to assume that nobody who pops in here will. I don't mean that as an insult. I just mean to say, like, I think it's very rare for someone to be able to just intuit how to play piano on their own. And I think most great musicians don't really do it on their own. Most of them have not, and I'm not saying you're trying to be like a great musician or something. Maybe you are, maybe you're not. It's really beside the point. Like, I just recommend it. But if you want an easy game, that's the easy game. Just, do one against one. Think in terms of simple ratios. You got 1 against 1. Your left hand does something, your right hand does something. Either give your right hand the freedom or give your left hand the freedom. For most people, be their right hand is going to do most of the free stuff. But, start with like 1 against 1. Do it at the same time. And then just change the right hand little by little. And then when you get comfortable with that, try to keep the same rhythm, but add a second note. It could be as simple as you want. Simpler is better. That's something that it's really hard to do. It was really hard for me. Like, when I first started, I always try to do complicated things. And sometimes I could pull them off, which was fine, but I was always sloppy. I didn't realize how sloppy I was about it. And like, it wasn't until like I got a little more experienced and started to realize, I started to develop that self-awareness of like, oh, I'm trying this thing, I'm not really nailing it. I'm doing something that might seem impressive to somebody who doesn't really know, but the more accomplished musicians can tell I'm faking it. And now I can see that I'm faking it. So now I want to learn how to do it the real way. And the only way to really do that was to like slow it down, do it in the simplest way possible, and just stop fooling myself into thinking I was nailing something when I hadn't really like applied that level of focus. Like, if you can't check yourself on what you're doing, then you can't really tell if you're doing it right. You know what I mean? And if even if you can't really relate that to your experience as a musician, like there's probably areas in life where you can, where you've come to realize at some point that you are making some kind of errors, or kind of assuming you were more competent than you were. Like everybody goes through that with most things. So I mean, we even have we have a term for it, that Dunning-Kruger effect. Like you always think in the beginning that you're like way better than you are. So try to counteract that a little bit by like keeping things simple and just scaffolding off of that. Because you can, if you're diligent. And my dog is harassing me. I'm about to go pretty soon anyway, so just to finish my rant since you asked. Anyway, all I'm saying, do simple stuff to start. That's all. Simple stuff, and maybe, take lessons or whatever. I highly recommend taking lessons, at least for a little while. If you want hand independence, just learn some piano. Find a teacher and go through those silly kid books. And just don't rush. Just take your time. You're the opposite of diligent. And I mean, if you're not going to take lessons and you're just gonna noodle around, then just keep it. Have a little. I mean, you can do whatever you want. You can just go crazy, have fun, whatever. Another thing is, like, regardless of how you approach it, if you spend time on it, you'll eventually get it. So you can do it the wrong way for a long time and still learn something. Because eventually you'll get frustrated with, and unless you're unusually, like if you have a unusually high level of, what am I trying to say? An unusually low level of self-awareness, maybe you'll never get sick of it. But I think for most people, like, you can just push and try and just like, sit there and kind of whatever, just like make your fingers do stuff. And I've done that kind of thing. I've done that tons and tons of times. And you'll eventually kind of hit that wall where you're like, okay, I'm sick of faking it. I want to really do it. But you might pick up things along the way in doing that. But all right, anyway, appreciate y'all for watching. I will be back tomorrow doing more of the same. Been having fun with Abnormalities scale. I'm glad the scoreboard is back on the Zen ear trainer. Yeah, no problem doing. Yeah. And and if you want like a simple book, this series, Piano Adventures, if you have a keyboard at home, yeah, the scoreboard's back. If you have a keyboard at home, even if you want to learn a linnstrument, like just learn a little piano to get the hand independence. Oh, you only have a linnstrument? Oh, dang. Well, you could probably learn these on a linnstrument too. It'd be a lot weirder, but they give you like really easy songs. Or you can go on here and do like easy. Can you read music at all, Doman? Here's what you can do. Take one hand. Here's one last thing I'll say. Take one hand. Just find like a I guess on the linnstrument you might find like a four note group. And if you wanna use your thumb, make it a 5-note group. And just go. This is your 5th finger, your pinky. Just go 5, 4. Camera. Just do 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then the other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and just go up and down the fingers. And just try to do that steadily. And then do that with your right hand. Just pick another scale or whatever. It doesn't matter. Just pick some notes. Yeah, thumbs are 1 in piano. And then, once you've done that a bit, take both of your hands and just sync them up. my hands are kind of, they're like slightly off on the linnstrument because I'm not super used to it. Actually, I don't do my thumbs as much on linnstrument, honestly. I do use it, but it's like usually in like a weird position. Yeah, just, just go up and down the fingers. And then do the opposite direction. Do like thumbs, twos, threes, fours, fives. And then it almost doesn't even matter what the notes are. But especially at first. And then you can be like, okay, I want to do this group of notes. Like, you might want to do this. This is sound a little more musical, I guess. You might do like this. Try to make them sync up, like I'm doing kind of a bad job. Like slow it down until it's legitimately in sync. And really go as slow as you need to go. Just make sure they're in sync. You kind of realize where you're like messing up. You'll start to like look out for that. And as you get comfortable, start to speed it up a little bit. But, you don't have to go too crazy too fast. Like that. That's fast, which is cool, but it's like so sloppy. I can't really do it. I could do that on a piano, but on a linnstrument, my fingers don't really work the same. It's like the balance of your hand is not the same. Because on piano, everything is left to right and a little bit forward, backward, but because the black keys are raised and they're a little further up or like forward. But on a linnstrument, it's a grid, so it doesn't line up the same way. Your hand doesn't balance the same way, so you kind of have to rotate in different ways. So yeah, it makes it, it just adds another thing to keep track of. Right now you're struggling that your fingers straight up don't do what you want them to do. Sometimes the wrong finger does the wrong thing. Yeah, so like if you have a keyboard or piano or whatever, just place your hand on like C to G. Either hand, one at a time, and just tell it 5, 5, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And just do that. And you actually don't even need a keyboard to do that. You can practice it on a desk, practice it on your arm. You can like just wiggle those fingers while you're out and about. And you can just practice doing them in order. And that'll help with that. And you're going to go slow, of course. Just make sure you're doing it in the right order. Just tell it, because your brain doesn't know to do it yet. So you have to like keep reinforcing those connections. And to me it's obviously second nature, but I didn't start till I was 15, so I'm not like, I don't have the like hyper synaptic connections that like people get when they start really young, but I'm still quite dexterous, I think is the word. So, you can learn it at any time, I think. I've taught a lot of people. I'm not saying everyone can become a virtuoso or whatever, but I've taught a lot of adults and stuff, and sometimes I'm amazed like how quickly like adults will pick it up. And I mean, people in their of all ages, 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, sometimes like they're retired, want to play for church, or they wish they had done lessons when they were younger. They just want to start. And they'll start to develop some dexterity, like, and you'll when they come in, you're like, there's no way this person's just giving me their money for no reason. But then they actually start playing some of the music, and then you're like, oh wow, I'm not a scam artist. That's great. That's a great feeling. Thinking of implementing left-hand guitar exercises for isomorphic keyboards. Yeah, I mean, because the guitar is the grid, a lot of that kind of transfers. But you know, guitar technique's a lot different. Like when you see a guitarist try to play piano, they always do like weird stuff. Like they always like hold their hand like completely stiff, and it's like all fingers. Like piano is way more involves like the full use of your arm and stuff. And some of that guitar technique definitely helps to play. It helps with the manual dexterity, like the finger stuff, but unless you have like a really like full body technique kind of philosophy to guitar, which most people don't, then it's unlikely that you're gonna get that arm thing involved when you're playing the keys. I mean, and the keyboard, yeah. So yeah. But just like the note lining up, like this finger plays this position and that, and moving up and down, that'll all translate. So yeah, I think guitarists have like on a linnstrument, there's definitely like I'm not saying guitar is better to learn than piano, but like the grid translates more. Like the layout's the same. The difference is like on a guitar you're holding it upright, and on an instrument it's a flat surface. But like that whole grid thing and like the note layouts of that is the same, and the ability to like shift positions up and down the grid and not just left right. I mean, it definitely, knowing how to play guitar definitely helps a lot. Okay, anyway, I've repeated myself like 20 times tonight. I'm gonna get going though. Yeah, it's nice chatting with y'all though. I do need to get going though. So yeah, have a good rest of your day, night, whatever, and thanks for watching. I'll be back tomorrow doing more of the same. Gonna mix some Doom Salad to start, and then probably play with this scale some more, and do more ear training and whatever. Maybe I'll read some RTT. We'll see. All right, cool. Y'all have a good one.